Shalom. This is Spirit Bears Witness, Akab Yasharala. I camp at Lions Den of Yasharala, Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, I'd like to say a prayer to the Father and the Son. Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Rekah, Kadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder Apostles Great Millstone. Double honors to my elder as well, Apostle Harawan, Ban Yasharala, the Lions Den Camp. Peace, salutations to the Akim, women and the children of the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Okay, Shalom, Shalom. This lesson is going to be entitled "Seeking Whom He May Devour," and it's just bring out some scriptures. Hopefully, it's edifying to the body of Yahweh Shai. So yeah, just going into this devil as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. He what is this? Because his desire is as hell, So, with that being said, we're just going to bring out these scriptures. Like I said, hopefully it's edifying to the body. We're going to start at 1 Peter 5 and 8. And it reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resisteth steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world." Say, hey, we be sober, be diligent, stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shai. Hey, the doctrine, teaching, be vigilant, Salakia. Hey, because the devil out there, hey, just like the Lord is working the right hand side, He's working the left hand side as well. So he got false prophets out there teaching, as well as the devil, which is the adversary, Esau, Edom, and these other nations, but mainly Esau, Edom, right? Trying to fulfill that abominable work, to bring in that mark. I mean, Slacky, they're bringing that, the CHIP, RFID, whatever. But and it's a shame we gotta, and that's part of the vexation. We gotta come up with all kind of word play to try to finesse the algorithm or whatever the case may be, just to get the words or the true doctrine of the Lord out to the sheep. But what it says 1 Peter 5 and 8, "Be sober, be vigilant." Hey, that's not going following all these wayward doctrines. These so-called prophets that come teaching lies and heresies that's easily debunked and proven to be false when you go through the scriptures, right? But these are the things Yahweh Shai said was going to happen. What he said is going to be many antichrists, and and that's Esau as well, pushing forth these false teachers, putting them in a position to deceive the people, because that's part of his, that's what he do. What they call it, divide and conquer or some shit. You could sellouts or whatever the case may be, or and truth be told, all things is done by Yahweh Shai. So if you were what is a false prophet, is because the Lord, that's your lot. No one can pluck the elect out of the Lord's hands. That's only for the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, one with the speckled bird that look like the heathen will follow the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The promises was only for us, and not only for the elect's sake first, and then the 2/3 after death by pain to enter into the kingdom, right? Through the loins of the men, the first fruits. Right, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." So, and you see that with the officers, you know what I'm saying? That spirit is on all of them. That's why you have the so-called Karens or the so-called Kens or whatever, trying to call authorities or whatever the case may be on Judah, or who the so-called Negro or Latino or Native American, just to like force some type of authority, or because they know what comes behind that, and it's a weapon, But we're not to fear the weapons of the enemy, because their weapons are carnal. Our weapons are spiritual. So we're and all things is through the will of Yahweh Bashim Shai. So we know and understand that even in unalive, or if you're in the Lord, you're gonna be raised up first. So even that is a homecoming. You're going back to the Father. So that's a thing to not be afraid of. But to stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashim Shai should be the goal, enduring to the end. It says, who resists steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. All of us going through the same affliction. So it is not like you're being tried. The Lord ain't gonna try you more than you can handle. He's gonna make a way out through that trying, but you gotta endure to the end. You gotta have faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. You gotta have faith in the truth. And sincere with it. Right? It says, but the God of all grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by Mashiach Yahweh Shai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. Because after going through the straits, what we're gonna get? The promises, the kingdom, eternal bodies, pure hearts, not to go off again, minds, not having the ability to sin again. And that's a promise made by Yahweh Bashim Shai. So we're but guess what? It says what? After that ye have suffered a while, because it's what he said, even it's like a light affliction. It's but like a dream. It's not. It's not something that's forever. This is temporary. Even going through these trying times and the times that's coming upon us is only temporary. Because right after that straits, what we receive the kingdom. Those that endure to the end receive the kingdom. Those that stand fastly for the name of Yahweh Shai, they're going to inherit the kingdom. Those that endure to the end, whether it be being martyred or whatever the case may be, or you being called into the clouds, keeping your faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai until the end, you're gonna receive the kingdom. So why fear man? Why fear the enemy? He may have the power to kill the body, but not the spirit. And that authority was given to you by Yahweh Bashim Shai. He has no authority of his own. That power was given unto him. It says, but the power of all grace, who have called us into his eternal glory by Mashiach Yahweh Shai, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. He's gonna make us back whole. So why fear the enemy? Why? Our minds should be filled with the promises of Yahweh Bashim Shai that he's given unto us, those that diligently seek him. Okay. So let's get Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 10. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 10. So like it, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Kind of. This is speaking on Babylon. I mean Esau, the nation of Edom. You know, no matter and that's not to say, and we gotta always be mindful that some of our people gonna appear to be like them or look as if they are, but they blood go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, because we was in captivity. We're gonna look like the heathens, you know, that had us. You feel me? As or wherever the Lord has scattered us, since He scattered us throughout all the nations. So we're gonna look or appear to be as those nations, even though our blood go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, so it's so with that being said, it says, "Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Kind. Slakia, 1 second. Okay, Slakia. Where was I at? Ecclesiastes 12:10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Kind. So, hey, no matter being Esau, Edom, no matter what the smiles they put on their face and all, we're to to live peacefully with all men, whatever possible. Hey, I mean, but that don't. Hey, you watch their ass, like, you know what I'm saying. Don't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying. Hey, and that's just let's read on. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. I mean, hey, pay attention, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. He's still wicked as hell. You know, he's still. Hey, you can't change what the Lord made you. The Lord made you to be wicked. They're gonna be wicked, though they go smiling and bowing their head. Oh yeah, you do smiling in your face. Hey, like the song say, they smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. And Esau, Edom is the backstabber, right? All right. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at the right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Thou hast at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Whoo. Hey, so what you gonna need you want to learn the hard way, or you're gonna, like a good child will listen to what his father say and take heed, okay? Or you're gonna learn the hard way, you know what I mean? And it says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So is you gonna pity a snake charmer? Somebody study telling you, oh, that's a snake, he's gonna bite your ass, or he has the potential to bite you, right? His track record, the history say they're gonna bite your ass, you know. So be aware, be diligent, be steadfast, pay attention, you know what I mean? Especially in the times we coming in, because you see these devils and these heathens. Because we always speak on our enemy, Esau, Edom, but all these other nations are our enemies, you know. Period. They are, like the scriptures say, they're confederate against us. So we are to take heed to the scriptures of Yahweh Shema Shai, because it's for our learning, you know. But Esau, Edom being that number one enemy, you know, as it is written, Esau is the end of the world, but Jacob is the beginning of it to follow. You know, he's knowing that he has but a short time, right? So with that being said, let's keep reading. It says, Ecclesiastes 12:12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So when you go and you hold hands with these devils, and you celebrate their pagan holidays, worship their false idols, being one being JC Jesus Christos, whatever the case may be. I hate it. You're gonna get a judgment. It says, for a so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Who gonna pity you? Because at the same time, the Lord has sent His men out to teach the truth, and the prophets is prophesying, right? And 2/3 of our people aren't listening, you know, and it's their lot, you know. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Look, so when you begin and you look at history, if they like the scripture say, hey, if you ever, he was right there. He was the one to start that shit. What they say, raise it even to the foundation thereof. Hey, when we fell, they was right there. What to give a good old helping hand every time to the enemy, to these other nations, you know. What it says, well, he slandereth his brother. All these things, you know, are weapons, what to keep, to deceive, to cheat, and to keep us from the truth, you know. And that's a form of devouring, because he's pitting you in that I'm trying to explain it, in that dead mind state, not with no living water, no word in you, you know. So you're to get the same judgment. Yeah, like the scripture says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. And if you join in hands with the wicked, you're gonna get that same judgment. That's why 2/3 of our people have to learn at the death by pain, because they indulged in the doctrines of men and things that please the flesh and carnality, instead of seeking the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeking the true riches of this world, which is the words of Yahweh Shem Shah and the Spirit. It says it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly, Ecclesiasticus 12:16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. And that, hey, the playbook haven't changed. That's why you can look through the history and it repeats. That's why I say history repeat itself. Yeah, the playbook haven't changed. It's the same thing, you know. Nothing new under the sun. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, and hey, we all good. Just how they beguiled everybody with the so-called Babylonian dream. Oh, we got a dream, but white picket fence and what is it? 2.1 kids and a dog or some shit. You know, all this was a lie. You know, it says and that's period. You know, and those that understand, they know it is. And plus, this is not our rest, and that was a form of devouring as well, because you get comfortable in a place that you're not even supposed to be comfortable in. This place is fucking hell. This place is a punishment for being disobedient to the true living power. Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. Yahweh being the name of the Father, and Yahweh Shai being the name of the Son. Right? It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Like I said, we can just go through the histories. You know what I'm saying? We can go through the histories and understand that's what it is. That's how they operate. You know, and that's what the bombed cities, the burnt down cities, the lakes that cover up towns that they unalive whole towns, stole whole lands, all these things that they done. Hey, since it's been, but hey, shit, really, since Alexander the Greek, even before him. But hey, even like the scripture says, wickedness spread even more. You know what I'm saying? Period. So it's been that same conquering or whatever the case, how they colonizing type spirit. You know, because they are the wicked. Who said what it says? The hammer of the earth. Who going around unrighteously policing, or you can't even say policing, ruling over the earth, or trying, you know. But like the scripture says, the earth was given to the wicked. This is the Lord's plan, you know. But we are to be aware and know what's happening, what's going on, the mysteries. You know, he made known the mysteries of his word, you know, of the world, of the enemy as well, you know, so we could see with our eyes and we understand everyone is not equal. The Lord has a chosen people separate from every other nation on the face of the earth, right? That's under a punishment, under curses for being disobedient to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and the Lord uses men to punish them, you know. And these same men are going to get a set judgment as for doing such, though, too. It says but it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. And they imagine how we're already in the fucking pit, Salaki. But they trying to further the affliction even more with that MARK, you know, to just to be as power, to be they want to feel like they're God, you know. It says, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. And that's through it, like I said, through his track record, you know, no one spilled more blood than Esau Edom. Period. It said, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Whoo. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Period. And that's a fact. And they sit and they say all these things that, oh, we get you this and we get you that, when it's all lies. They come with anything they come with, you know, that breaking treatises, breaking promises, breaking agreements. You feel me? And then still turn back around and say they upright, or they're good, upstanding people, or whatever the case may be. When they, like, hey, you judge a man by his fruits, right? Okay, let's get Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13. I'm gonna run through these 17 and verse 13. Okay, this is Psalm 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Whoo. From men which are thy hands. See, the Lord, hey, he used me. Hey, if you get out of line, what he's gonna, if we read it, it says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked. And the wicked is the nation of Edom, right? Which is thy sword, right? Because hey, when the nation of Israel go off, he used these heathen nations to punish us, right? Like the curse says, since we have not hearkened to the Lord to do all he command, he's gonna pit the bases of men over us. So like, if not, you know, but y'all know what it mean, what it say. And the basis of man is Esau Edom, right? The wicked, the nation of Edom. It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, in whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Because they go and they devour other people's land. The what they children, everything. What hey, and that's a fact, because what the scripture says, well, even though we know about the Epstein files and all these the simple fact that they don't even put missing children on milk cartons no more, because there was so many children that they just said we're just gonna stop doing that, right? Because it tells on what's really going on, right? It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in his life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their bed. They fucking childish, and then they leave. They feel like their name is going to go on forever. So that means they change the names to their names, and we're gonna leave this to them. We're gonna we're gonna keep it like it is. Make this what they say, make America great again. Well, it never was great. It was founded on blood and wickedness, period. And but the scripture says, since they have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue them. So that's what that is. We're to be mindful of these things, because look, you can say, oh, that was so long ago, but it wasn't even shit. Well, slavery wasn't even shit. I want to say maybe like wasn't that 2 lifetimes? One should depend on how you look. Not even shit 150 years. 200 years or so. Well, I can't. I'm just saying, because I believe I seen it was one of the oldest living slaves that was born in slavery died. It wasn't that long ago, So, but you just look it up. I ain't gonna spit out no numbers like that, because I ain't exact on the numbers. But it wasn't that damn long ago, But they act as if it was so long ago. And then not only that, we still getting lynched in this today, shot in the back, set up. You know what I'm saying? Lied on. All these things you can't even name it all. Sabotaged. All these things, and it's ongoing. It ain't never stopped. They just say they pacify you with bread and circus, or they pacify you with one or two quote unquote celebrities is like that, and then you feel like we getting somewhere. We in the same fucking place we always been, in bondage. And 2/3 of our people don't understand we're in bondage, but we're still in bondage. We still in his hands, and like the scripture says, he that stealeth a man, and he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death, or some to that effect. He's just, but that's what it is. We still in his hands, So how is this what? A place other than a prison. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you get to move around in what they call it, the yard. Hey, but 2/3 of our people don't understand, and that's why they get caught in that net. They get caught in the snares that the devil has set on them. Whether it be mental snares and traps to keep you in a dead state, or physical. That leads you to to your end. Oh man, it says I think that's it. 17 and 13 is lucky. Okay, let's get Psalms 31 and verse 1. Okay, this is Psalms 31 and 1. In thee, O Lord Yahweh, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Okay? Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily by thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. Hey, so we're gonna pray to the Lord to save us. We're gonna pray to the Lord to be our defense, right? It says, "For thou art my rock and my fortress; therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me." Hey, the words of the Lord be a light to your path. You know, the guide you on your way, the ways of righteousness, right? What it says, to deliver you from the evil man, right? It says, pull me out of the net that I have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Unto thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord, power of truth. Yahweh Bashim Shai, power of truth. Okay, hey, like the scripture says, no one can pluck us out of the Lord's hand. Lord willing, I'm on that number. Hey, no one can pluck us out of his hands. And these are the things that the hopeful elect are steadfast in faith in. To know that even in trying times, even in the time to come, even in the when this devil really show his horns, hey, the Lord is going to make a way for his elect. You know what I'm saying? For his elect, and that's what it is, according to the scriptures. Hey, he's going to make a way for us to have mercy, to receive that mercy, right? What he says, they're not going to be able to do away with the whole of Israel. You know, only 2/3 is going to get that judgment. You know, and like I said, if of any of the elect, they're gonna be risen first. You know. All right. Where I'm at. Where it says let me read that again. It's Psalms 31:1. In thee, O Lord Yahweh, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Woo. Bow down thy ear to hear me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for an house of defense to save me. Hey, and that's we're that strong rock is Yahweh Shai, that chief cornerstone. And you're gonna call on Yahweh Bashim Shai. Other than that, you're gonna be consumed by the fiery missiles or whatever judgment on the left hand side the Lord got for you, because the Lord his name is not no JC or Jesus or and his show ain't nothing in these other false idols. You know, that's precept and doctrines of men, right? To, like I said, to lead you astray for filthy lucres or whatever the case may be, to give you that to beguile. To deceive, because it sound good. It's a pretty word play, you know. But the truth of Yahweh Bashim Shai is more beautiful than anything, right? Let's get Psalms 57:6. Okay, this is Psalms 57:6. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged a pit for me, into the midst whereof they are falling themselves. Salah. Salah. Hey, see, these devils, they don't prepare the snare and the trap for the world, right? But they're going to fall into it themselves. You know, they're going to be destroyed. Hey, what it says, he that dig of a ditch, right? Because the Lord has put their neck in a snare that they can't get out of. You know, he put them. He got them in a. They feel like they're creating a snare to pit everybody else in even more bondage when actually it's going to bring about their destruction. When actually it's them bringing about their own demise, you know. And they're what, running forward as if they're going to achieve the goal that Yahweh Shai said they shall not pass this day. It's a point that they shall not pass. You know, they're not going to achieve it. So guess what? They're going to come down with great wrath. You know, and that's the time that's fast approaching. They're coming down with great wrath. You see them building laws as entrapments and everything that bring about this time where you're gonna have to pick a side. You have to choose either you're gonna live and die for the name of Yahweh Bashim Shai, or you're gonna follow the ways of the heathen. You know, that's what's fastly approaching. Are you gonna trust in the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai, or you're gonna trust in the devil? You know, and then it's already written, the whole outcome from beginning to end. So actually, that's why the scriptures say, "Blessed is he that readeth," because if you read it, and you pray to Yahweh Bashim Shai, and is in the Lord's will to give you the understanding, you're gonna receive it. You know, if you search and you keep searching, you're gonna receive it. You know. But if you treasure the things of the world over the things of the spirit, the things of Yahweh Bashim Shai, then you're gonna get the light of the world. You're gonna get the things of the world, the judgment that's coming to the world. You know. What is that? So kind of let's get where I'm at. Psalms 91 and verse 3. Okay, this is Psalms 91 verse 3. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noise and pestilence. Hey, and another way just came to mind how you know what this says. Esau was a skillful hunter and setting snares and traps. And he hunting men, you know, and that's all. They make movies about it, but at the same time, this was a fact. They hunted men. They still do to this day. You know, even I think it was a few years ago. I can't remember the brother's name, but he went out jogging or something to that effect, and they used hunting tactics to trap him and unalive him. You know, there's nothing new under the sun, and like the scripture says, can a leopard change his spots? You're gonna be what the Lord created you to be. You know, you can't get out of it. There's no free will. You know, man's comings and goings of the Lord, and that's on the right and left hand side. If you're allotted to be Edom, the wicked, you're gonna be that. You know, as a nation, you're gonna be that. You're gonna be born into that. That's what you're gonna move like that. That's what it is. If you're vessels, righteous vessels, right? You're gonna be that. You know, but if you're of the other nations, you're gonna be that. You know, the Lord. Is no such thing as mixed. You are what your father is, and the judgments is already declared. You know, period. The judgment's already declared. We living it out. You know what I'm saying? Everything is already written in stone. You know, it says, surely he shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler, even from the noise and pestilence. Whoo! Hey, that's from the snares and traps, and from the missiles. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Because we can deal with all the darts, the lies, all that through the truth. Yeah, that's a defense against everything. The truth, the living word of Yahweh Shai is a defense of everything, and it gives you the understanding and the knowledge of the things to come. So you already prepared, right? He says, Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, whatever they come with when the devil show his horns, when he come in, sinking who he may devour, because he know that he got but a short time. Hey, we're not going to be afraid, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. When them arrows get shot off, we're going to be, Lord willing, I'm amongst that number. We're going to be still in the faith, knowing that the Lord is going to call us to come up hither to the indignation pass. We're gonna have faith in Yahweh Shemi Shai, you know. Period. Like it says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. We're not gonna be afraid. All our trust is on Yahweh Shemi Shai, is in Him. Our faith is in Him. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. We praying to Yahweh Shemi Shai to judge these heathens. You know, that's what it says. Happy shall he be to see the fall of our enemies. And the other one I know I misquoted, but we're gonna be happy to see the downfall of our enemies, as well as dash their little ones' heads against the stone, like the scripture says. That's what's written. Hey, you can get mad, you can complain, you can whatever the case may be, but these are the things that we know according to the scriptures. You know, it says, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday." What it says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. And that's, Lord willing, we're amongst that number where 1,000 on this side, 10,000 on this side, and we untouched. What it says, I forgot how I go to our foot don't hit the stone or something to that effect. Nothing's gonna harm us, you know, nothing. No weapon shall prosper, right? Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. We're gonna stand above and see it all happening. We're just gonna see it with our eyes. He's gonna take us out of it. You know, we're gonna be called like what he says, like calf, like calf to the stall to be. We're gonna be taken care of, you know. And only with our eyes is we're going to see the judgment of the wicked and 2/3 in these nations, right? It says, where I'm at, Psalms 91. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So only with our eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. It's going to get hard. We're going to be seeing all kind of things happening, but it ain't going to come near us. It's not gonna and those that do be unalived or whatever the case may be on this side, that die in Yahweh Shemi Shai, they're gonna be risen first. You know? Thus saith the Lord. So come on, let's go. Let's get John chapter 10 and verse 10. See, because we know these things they're going to come to pass. It's all about the Lord. The Lord has prepared us for it, though. You see, so it's not going to be a surprise. Like the scripture says, as a thief in the night, we're not going to be surprised. We already know it's coming. 2/3 of our people going to be surprised. You know, these other nations may be surprised. You know. But we're not going to be surprised. His elect are not going to be surprised because we knew it. As well as we know what he says, in the land of our captivity, in the land of our captivity, we will remember ourselves. And we're going to remember, like it says, we're going to think upon his name. We're going to do the things pleasing to the Lord. What he says, the mysteries was given unto us, but unto them it wasn't given. You know, so that's what it is. So we're preparing our spiritual arcs, or we're preparing ourselves for the coming of Yahweh Shemi Shai, for the bridegroom, you know. And then those that aren't are surely gonna be destroyed, surely. Where I'm at, John 10 and 10. Wait. Okay, this is John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not but to kill, to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Who who is the thief? Esau Edom. You know what I mean? He cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. If you check the track records, we don't have to do nothing but check the history. You know what I'm saying? Who's the hammer of the earth, the basis of men? You know what I'm saying? We understand these things as and learn through the scriptures when because it is every scripture is given for instruction, for correction, and you know what I'm saying, for rebuke. You know, we learn. This is our what is it? Our for lack of better words, teacher. Where we learn through the Spirit. You know, because what is it? One man planteth, another man water, but Yahweh Shemi Ashai is the one to get an increase. Because you can study, you can read the scriptures all day. If the Lord ain't giving you the Spirit, you ain't gonna have it. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna understand it. You're gonna be going off. You're gonna be following the doctrines of men because that sound good, that's pleasing to the ear, you know. But that's not gonna prepare you for the day of Yahweh's wrath. That's not gonna prepare you for the lion that seeketh to devour whom he may devour. You're not gonna be prepared. You're not gonna be able to stand in the wiles of the devil because you're not gonna have no covering. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna have no no covering. You know? I got a couple more closes. So let's get John chapter 8 and verse 44. What it says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is the father. Let's say he is a liar and the father of it. So never trust thy enemy. He was a murderer. The scripture says and that's their lineage. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Just like they'll say this is a nation under God and all this so-called, but it's all lies, and they don't even practice what they say. You know, they don't. It was all a farce. It was all a damn illusion to deceive and beguile, to deceive, to trick, to finesse the minds of the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. That's how the Lord wrote it. You know, that's how it was meant to play out. He was to show how not to be. You know what I'm saying? The wicked, how not to be, how not to rule. You know what I'm saying? How not to run about disobeying the Lord. You know, he's the adversary. You know what I'm saying? He's the deceiver. You know what I'm saying? What it says, let's read it again. Ye are of your father the devil, in the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. Hey, because these devils is not, they don't tell the truth. They only speak lies, and if you're lucky, they'll give you a half truth. And any half truth is also a fucking lie, and that half truth is still going to lead you to destruction. So, like again, they seeking whom they may devour, even with their words, with their lies, with their law, or even further, hey, just snatching people up, and you never hear from them again. You know, talking about what you doing on my stolen land, because hey, this is not their land. This is stolen land. How can you steal a whole nation and then talk about somebody else can't be here? Or you got, they like to say, the right way. If you come in the right way, shit. You know, wait, did your ass come in the right way? No, you came in lying, stealing, killing, and deceiving, enslaving, and then you wash over it as if it's nothing. As that let y'all forget about that. No, because history teaches us, hey, you're gonna do the shit. This is what you do. This is your character. This is your character. You know, to be a liar, a cheater, and a deceiver, and a stealer of men. You know, now you're trying to prop yourself up as power. You know, but you're gonna fall to the ground. But before all that happened, look what he gotta, like the scriptures say, he's gonna show his wrath, and the Lord has prepared us through the scriptures to understand the time we're in and prepare us. You know, spiritually and in every way, every other way. You know, just to be prepared for the things to come. You know, it says so let's get where I'm at. Yeah. I'm gonna close it with. I was supposed to do that, but Slakia. I'm gonna close it with Proverbs 4:16. I was supposed to read this one beforehand, but I went past it for some reason. So we're gonna bring it out with Proverbs 4 and verse 16. I'm gonna close with this one, and it reads, for they sleep not except they have done mischief. Well, it might as well be. Yeah, this is a good closer too. Oh, who was that? Esau, Edom, bro. They sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they have caused some to fall. That's their whole thing. You know what they plan is depopulate the earth. Who the fuck? The Lord said, "Be prosper and multiply." Right? They talking about depopulating the earth, totally against the Lord, totally against, and that just that alone, it just can't. That's Antichrist. They are the damn Antichrist. And not only them, anyone that goes against the words of Yahweh Shai is an Antichrist. But these devils, what we can, what that nigga, that damn devil, Billy the GATE say, Gates, whatever it say, you know. What we can with what vaccines and such we can bring down the population such and such, millions of billions. What the hell you talking about? Straight up unaliving people as it's a nothing, because that's what they do. That's their character. That's what they were put on the earth to do, to deceive, to lie, steal, cheat, and steal. I mean, and to kill. That's what they were put on the earth to do, to be the wicked, the basis of man, you know. And by understanding and knowing it, you know how to move. You know how to what it said to move in the times we're in, and then understand the times we're in, and know, hey, all these things too is gonna pass. They're gonna pass, and what? Once we make it through those straits, we're going to inherit the kingdom, you know. So why fear it? And we should be praying, hey, come on with it, you know, because the faster we get through it, the faster we get the kingdom, you know. So like I said, I'm gonna close it with that. So until next time, I'm gonna say shalom.